Greetings, my name is Chauncie Parchment, and I've been teaching yoga for about 5 years now, and yoga has truly changed my life. And I love to share what I've experienced with you all through this Hatha Yoga beginner sequence I've designed. The sequence is about 40 minutes long, and we go into meridian stretches, a few bridges, and abdominals. And it's designed for those who are looking to integrate yoga into their day-to-day life, whether it's a morning practice or an evening practice. I hope you all enjoy. So we're going to start with the Janu with neck release. So you're going to bring your right leg out to the side and left leg in. You're going to place your right forearm on the inside of your right leg and you try and get the whole forearm down. If you can't, you can always just place the palm down with the forearm and elbow slightly raised. Reach your left arm over your head and relax the head. Let the head just kind of fall off and hang heavy. We're going to add one small thing to this as well. You're going to try and spread all the toes in your right foot just to add a little bit of awareness in those toes. So this stretch is to really open up the entire left side of your body as well as the left side of your neck. So you can take deep inhales in between the left hip bone and your bottom left rib cage. Take a deep inhale and exhale for 5. Each time you exhale, releasing a layer of muscle in the left side of your neck for 4. Extending through the elbow joint and the left pinky finger for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Everything stays the same. Left arm comes up and over and reaching in the opposite direction. It's just slightly lifted off the ground. Hold here for 5. And bring your left shoulder back and then down. So you really pull along the left side of the neck for 4. You can take deep breaths into the left side of your neck, even into your left ear for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Take your right hand, slowly pick the head up and we'll transition into the other side. Okay, so same thing left side. Place the left forearm on the inside of your left leg. Right arm comes up and then over. You're just trying to specify those breathings into the right side of your torso for 5. Each time you inhale, let's bring the left shoulder forward and right shoulder back for 4. So you're opening up your chest as wide as you can for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Everything stays the same. Right arm comes up and then over and you're reaching your right palm towards the floor for 5. And really extend through your right fingertips for 4. Just pulling more along the right side of your neck for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Take your left hand to pick your head up and release. Good. So we're going to move into a few meridian stretches, and the meridian stretches are a nice way to open up the energetic side of your body. We're going to focus on the large intestine, the lung, pericardium, and triple heater. So first, starting with the lung meridian stretch, you're going to reach your arms out towards the side with your palms facing the ceiling. Good. So you try and relax your shoulders down and extend through your 10 fingers for 5. And the lung meridian channel is ending in your thumbnail for 4. So you're going to focus on reaching your thumbnail as well as your pinky finger down towards the mat for 3. You might feel some tingling nerve-like sensation along the top of the neck, the brachial plexus for 3. Nerves extending from the neck down into your fingertips. Hold there for 2. Nice. And 1. We're going to switch into the large intestine. Extend through your right pointer finger out to the side. Right palm is facing down. Keep your left palm open and bring your chin into your left shoulder. Good. So trying to have the chin touch the shoulder as best as you can. So really relax your left shoulder down and then bring your chin over and then down for 5. And you might feel some nerve-like sensations from the right index finger all the way up to the left nostril coming across the face for 4. Take deep inhales into the right side of your neck for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Switch other side. Extend through your left index finger, open your right palm, chin comes over and then down to your right shoulder. Hold there for 5. Relax the right shoulder down as best as you can for 4. Taking full inhales along the left side of the neck for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. and 1. Release. Arms down. Thank you. So the next one is one of my favorites. It's the pericardium. So you're going to reach your fingertips out to the side, palms face the ceiling. So the pericardium is connective tissue that protects the heart from emotional damage primarily. In Chinese medicine, the pericardium is the knight and the heart is the queen. Let's hold there for 5. And the pericardium line ends at the tip of the middle finger for 4. So you want to put your focus into the very tip of the middle fingers for 3. And sometimes it's nice to close the eyes and shift the awareness inward so you can really dive into those feelings. Hold there for 2. And 1, release. So next one we're gonna do is the triple heater. So for your triple heater, you're gonna bring your hands behind you, fingertips facing down. Yeah, and just point through your fingers, reaching your fingertips down, yeah. And then tuck your chin into your chest, good. So you're really pulling along the whole back side of the neck while you drop your chin down. And you want to focus your breathing into that space right behind the neck, sort of at the base of the skull, top of the neck spine is where the occiput is. Hold there for 5. And it's all about focusing your breath into these sensations that arise in the body for 4. And that's the key to the practice for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Slowly come on out. Good. Okay, next is something for the shoulders, the Gomukhasana arm. So reach your right arm up behind your back and bring your left arm underneath you, yeah. So she has pretty open shoulders and it's fairly easy for her to get her fingertips. For those who have slightly tighter shoulders, I recommend getting a strap, a shirt, a towel, any piece of cloth you have handy that you can grab onto and replace with the fingertips. And over time, you're gonna walk those fingertips together until one day they touch. Hold there for 5. So to deepen this stretch, you can always press the back of your head into your forearm and then lean back a little bit for 4. So it's a mini back bend in the upper spine as well as opening up the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Switch other side, bring your right arm up, left arm down the back. And again, if you can get your fingertips, grab a strap, cloth, anything you have available. So we're gonna try and get the forearm behind the head as best as you can. And then you press the back of the head into the forearm, lifting your chest up and looking up to the ceiling for 5. Taking deep breaths into both shoulders for 4. Hold what you have and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Slowly come on out. Nice. Okay, last one we're gonna do is the reverse prayer hands behind the back. This is to open up the chest and the shoulders. Good. So for this stretch, it could be challenging to get the fingertips behind the back as she has. So if this is you, you can always try and reach for opposite elbows in the beginning, okay? But ideally you wanna get the reverse prayer hands behind the back for 5. And then you can always bring the elbows back a little bit for 4, to open up the chest slightly for 3, pressing your thumb and index finger together behind the back for 2, and 1. Release. Slowly come on out. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of cat-cows to warm the spine up. You're gonna add a wrist stretch in the cat-cow. So I love to add the wrist stretch in the cat-cow. It's sort of a way to get 2 things done at the same time. So you wanna stack the shoulders over the wrist and make sure your fingertips are facing towards your knees. Take a deep inhale, lift the chest up, arching the lower spine, opening up the collarbones. Exhale to round the spine. Pull your navel in and drop the head down. Inhale, move your chest forward and then up, uncurling the tip of the tailbone. Exhale to round the spine. Pull your belly button in and try and complete the exhalation. 2 more. Inhale up, bringing the shoulders back, looking up, chin up. Exhale to round the spine, pull your navel in, drop your head down. Last one, inhale, look up. And full complete exhale, round your spine, navel in, drop your head down. Good, so we're gonna stay here and tuck the toes underneath you and try and sit the hips back on the heels. And this is gonna transition now into a wrist stretch and a forearm stretch. So as you can probably already see, you're trying to keep the wrist down, and you can drop the head down and have the head kind of fall in between the arms for 5. And you want to send your breath down into your forearms, down into your wrist creases for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1. Release, slowly come on out. Okay. So now we're going to stretch the back of the wrist. So you're going to place the back of her hands down, fingertips facing one another. And again, you want to line the shoulders on top of the wrist. You're going to drop your head down. And you want to try and keep the thumbnail as well as the pinky finger connected to the mat at all times. You want to take deep breaths down into the back of the wrist. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release, slowly come on out. Take your time. Okay, so we're gonna push back into a downward facing dog and drop the head down. Good. In this first downward facing dog, you can walk your legs out, pick one leg up, shake the head yes, shake the head no, stick your tongue out, make a sigh, flutter your lips. Whatever feels comfortable for you. This is your time to get into your body and explore any free movement that comes naturally to you. Okay. So we're gonna do a couple of downward facing dog drills, a couple of knee to armpits abdominal exercises. So inhale, pick your right leg up. Exhale, pull your right knee into your right armpit, coming forward. And then release, straighten the leg. Inhale, right knee to the left armpit, crossing the body. Nice. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, right knee coming forward towards the armpit. And then release the leg back. Inhale to cross the body, right knee touches the left armpit. And then release, straighten. Last one, right knee comes forward into the armpit. And then exhale, straighten. Right knee crosses the body as you inhale into left armpit. And then release, straighten and lower the leg down. Same thing left side. Inhale, pick the left leg up. Exhale, left knee coming into left armpit. And then slowly straighten. Inhale, cross the body into the right armpit. And then slowly straighten. Second set, inhale to the left armpit. And then slowly straighten the leg. And then switch into the opposite armpit, crossing the body. And then release, straighten. Last one, inhale, come forward. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, cross the body. And then exhale, straighten. And release, lower both legs down. So working on a balancing posture in this downward facing dog. You're going to take your right hand and grab the outside of your left ankle. Yes, good. Pushing the heel bone down. So she grabbed perfectly by her heel bone, and she's almost kind of stepping on her hand just a little bit. You're gonna slowly try and pick your left leg up. Pick this leg up, right leg up, my apologies. Pick your right leg up, yeah. So it's a good thing she actually fell. So try grabbing higher up by, let's say, the ankle there, yeah, and push down there. And then bring this foot actually a little bit more towards the middle. Yeah, there you go. And now slowly straighten that leg. So she's pushing down through the left foot and also pressing down through the left hand to find that opposition. It's a little bit challenging though. Let's try the other side. Yeah. Yeah, I usually bring it towards the center and a little bit more forward, yeah. It's a little bit shorter of a downward facing dog. It's slightly easier. There. Nice. And release, bring the leg down. Awesome, cool. Yeah, so you might have to shorten the downward facing dog just a little bit so you can find a more stable base, and then it could be easier for you to find the opposition in the balancing. So come forward into a cat-cow position and bring your knees a hair off the floor. Yep, just like that. And then drop your head down and hold there for 5. So this is really to strengthen your abdominals, 4, and the knees are like a hair off the ground for 3. Hold what you have and breathe for 2. And 1, lower your knees down, and then walk your arms out in front of you into a puppy pose, opening up the shoulders and armpits. Thanks, perfect. Okay, so she's really flexible in her shoulders. So let's take it a step back and let's drop the forehead down. Yeah, and let's hold there. So you might find yourself here most likely in the beginning with the forehead resting down at first. And then over time, you can start to reach your chin forward and then go a little bit deeper. But it's good to just start in this position for now. You want to keep the hips over your knees and you're reaching out through your fingertips and head's relaxing down. And you want to send your breath into your right and left armpit. Hold there for 3. And if you want to go deeper, you can start to reach your chin forward, getting your throat down. Maybe even come up onto your fingertips for 2. Yeah, she can go a little bit deeper there. And when you come onto your fingertips, the wrists and elbows are off the floor. This gives you a little bit more space to get deeper into the shoulder stretch. And 1. Now extend your legs out behind you and lie on your belly. Yep, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 more shoulder stretches, one for the right and one for the left side. So reach your right arm out to the side, and then bend your left leg behind you. Yeah, and place it on the floor. And then you can stay here. So she can also bring this left arm in and kind of like just put it there to prop you up a little bit. Good. And we'll bring this leg a little bit more forward. All right there, perfect. Also relax your head down and let the side of the head just kind of fall there. So you're really folding into the front of the right shoulder. So as she comes back a little bit, I'm gonna hold there for 5. And the right arm is completely out to the side at a 90-degree angle for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna stay here and slightly shift it. Bending at the elbow, fingertips sliding forward a little bit. Yeah, perfect. And this will kind of slightly deepen the stretch. Just a small adjustment could deepen the stretch a little bit. Hold there for 5. And you're taking deep breaths into what you feel inside your right shoulder for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Switch, same thing on the left side. Just reach your left arm out to the side, bend the right leg behind you, put the foot flat on the ground, and head relax. You're gonna bring this foot forward a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And same thing here for 5. Just taking my fingertips and kind of pushing slightly behind the shoulder, adding a little bit more pressure there for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Everything stays the same. Just bending at the elbow, fingertips coming forward a little bit. Yeah, just a hair. And that will shift the stretch a little bit. It could make it slightly more intense for 5. 4, 3, 2, and release. Slowly come on out. Lie on your bellies, relax. Okay, so we just did 3 shoulder stretches, one from the front of the shoulders, one from behind the right shoulder, and behind the left shoulder with 2 adjustments, with the arms straight and then bending it at the elbow, slight variations. Next, we're gonna do a throat stretch. So come onto your knees, chest, and chin, Alexandra. Good. So this is a great stretch to open up the collarbones, the lungs, and the throat. So you want to tuck your toes underneath you and then walk your knees in as far as you can while keeping your chest on the ground. You want chest on the ground and shoulders lifted. And you want to take deep inhale and exhales up and down the back of the throat. Hold here for 3. Nice. And you're trying to eventually get the whole throat flat and chest down for 2. And 1. Now interlock the fingers behind your back and show the variation. Nice. So this variation puts a little bit more pressure on the throat and the chest. So if you're looking to go deeper, this is one step you can take. For 3. 2, mouth stays closed, breathing in and out the nose, up and down the back of the throat. For 2. And 1, last variation, grab your ankles. Yeah, come in there. Hold here for 3. Same breathing, up and down the back of the throat, in and out the nose. Hold for 2. And 1, release, lie down, Savasana. Pick your opposite ear and rest it down, relax. So what you just saw is a modification or preparation for chin stand. Eventually you'll be able to kick your feet all the way up and hold yourself up in a chin stand. And to work your way up to that is to work on these variations that we just showed. Okay, so next is Cobra. So bring your hands by the sides of your chest and legs together. Press the tops of the feet down. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lift your chest up off the mat. Take your time. So with the Cobra, you want to try your best to keep your pelvis on the ground, as well as keeping the big toes together as well. Inner thighs squeezing together for 5. Elbows in and then down the back for 4. And she's pressing hard with her pelvis into the ground to help lift the chest up for 3. Coiling middle spine up and then back for 2. And 1, release, slowly come down, switch your ear, rest, lie down, Savasana. So with the Cobra, it's a lot of inner thigh work and pelvis work. You want to try and keep your big toes connected while you press your pelvis into the mat. And this would give you the anchor needed to lift the middle spine, upper spine up and then back and go for a deeper back bend. Next is King Cobra, going 1 step further. So hands by the sides of the chest, you're gonna separate the feet now the width of the mat. This one's slightly different. So first, you're gonna come into your deepest Cobra back bend. So when she's ready, she'll inhale, lift herself up, slowly drop her head back. Nice. So she's now at her maximum back bend in her Cobra pose. Then she'll bend her legs and have her toes touch. Once she finds big toes touching, she will contract her hamstrings to pull her toes into her head, simultaneously pressing her hands down to push her feet and head together for 3. Nice. I'll give you a little assistance here. Inhale. Exhale. 2, inhale. Last 1, exhale. And 1, release. Nice. Slowly come on out and relax, Savasana. Hands behind you, palms face the ceiling. Just breathing into your back and rest in between each asana. Okay, so you're gonna turn around and lie on your back. Okay, so now we're gonna work on doing a few abdominal poses. We're gonna open up the lower abdominals mainly and the transverse abdominals. So we're gonna start with the legs lifted. Good, and you're gonna do the eagle leg. So bring your right leg on top of your left leg and you're trying to double wrap your legs. Once at your thighs, again at the calf muscles. If you cannot double wrap your legs, it's okay. You can just cross your legs once at your thighs and that's enough. But ideally, you wanna get the double wrap. So fingers interlock behind the head. So this is not your average sit-up. You're not just gonna pull your knees into your forehead. So do it how someone would normally assume, right? This is not what you're going to do. This is not about a crunch or a sit-up at all. It's slightly different. You're focusing on lower abdominals mainly and transverse abdominals on the side. So how you do that is by keeping the head off the floor and lifting your pelvis and knees up to the ceiling. We'll do 3, right and left, okay? Take a deep inhale. As she exhales, she'll send her knees up to the ceiling, pelvis lifts up, and then release, lower your hips down, keep the shoulders lifted. Number 2, inhale. Exhale, pelvis lifts up, squeeze your thighs together, and release, lower the pelvis down. It's a very small movement just in the pelvis. Last one, right side. Inhale. Exhale, hips up, knees up, and then release, lower your pelvis down and switch other side. Yeah, and if you do these properly, you'll feel the burn almost immediately in lower belly. Number 1, take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips up. Pull your navel down towards the front of your spine and release, lower just the pelvis, shoulders stay up. Number 2, inhale. Exhale, hips up, knees up, pull your belly button down. Nice, and release. Last one, take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips up, knees up, pull your belly button in and release. Lower your pelvis and relax, lie down, Savasana. Nice. Okay, so again, we're focusing on lower belly coming down. And that small action will help you find those muscles that we often look over in most of the abdominal exercises that we do. Okay, so now we're gonna do a couple of bridges and get into the pelvis. So for your bridges, you want to try and get your fingertips to maybe touch the back of the heel bones. It's a good measurement for how far your feet should be away from your pelvis. You also want your hips to be about the width of your pelvis as well. I mean, your feet to be about the width of your pelvis. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, pick your hips up off the floor. Good. So you're going to try and feel for first an even pressure through your right and your left foot. Just checking with your feet. Your big toe, your pinky toe, and the center of your heel bone in right and left foot. These are 3 marmor points or energy points in the feet. For 3. Secondly, you're gonna feel for reaching your sit bones down towards the backs of your knees. For 2. And this will lengthen the back side of your pelvis. And 1, pick your right leg up for one-legged bridge. And we're gonna return to trying to spread the toes in the right foot. Let's hold there for 3. And press down through left heel bone for 2. Press down through left big toe and pinky toe. And 1, switch, right leg down, other side, left leg up. Hold there for 3. Full inhales down into your pelvis. Face and brain, relax for 2. And 1, last one, you're gonna interlock the fingers behind your back and press your fist down and pick your hips up a little bit higher for 3. And as she walks her shoulders together, it'll help naturally lift her pelvis up. Hold there for 2. And 1, release, come down. Let your knees fall out to the side and have the soles of your feet touch. Rest. So you're going to take deep breaths down into your lower belly as you rest in between the bridge exercises. Okay. We're going to do one last bridge variation, keeping the soles of the feet pressed together. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pick your hips up off the mat. Okay. So you want to try and minimize the wobbling in your pelvis by pressing evenly through right and left foot. Let the knees fall out towards the side for 5, and hips lifting up towards the ceiling for 4. Taking deep breaths down into your pelvis. Hold there for 3. Keep the brain and face relaxed for 2. And 1. Release. Slowly come down and relax. Okay, take your hands and close your knees together and then slowly sit up. Okay, so next we're gonna work on is pigeon. And we're gonna start with the half pigeon. So you're gonna bring your right foot forward and your left foot back. So with the half pigeon, you wanna try and get your right shin bone parallel to the mat as best as you can. Secondly, you wanna try and keep both hip points facing forward. A lot of times we tend to lie towards the right side too much and we miss out on a lot of the hip opening in this posture. So you wanna make sure you get your left hip facing forward. Also, you wanna try and keep your back leg directly behind you and not off to the side. That's also how you can miss out on some of the small stretches here. So you wanna try and keep the left leg directly behind you. Okay, take your left hand, and press it into the sole of your right foot. And this is gonna help you just square off the pelvis and the shoulders towards the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale, lift your chest up, and then exhale, come down and lie forward over your right shin bone. Great. So she's really opening her hips. She can come down, no problem. You may find a bit blockage in the hips on your way down. You can always place your forearms down if you need to. You can always start with the hands down and arms straight and then gradually go deeper into this posture. For 5. If you need to, you can take a block and place it underneath the right thigh for 4. And this will help take some pressure off of the right knee. Hold there for 3. And take deep breaths down into your outer right hip point for 2. And 1. Release, push back into a downward facing dog, and then transition into your left side. So a big part of what makes this practice work for me is synchronizing my breath with my movement and also focusing on what I feel inside of each asana. So I tend to close my eyes while I'm in the pose and go into these sensations and send my breath into what I'm feeling. And as I exhale, I slowly feel things begin to open up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come forward and lie down. Good. So again, she's just trying to keep the right leg behind her, both hips and shoulders facing forward, and trying to lie as flat as she can over her leg for 3. Sending the breath down the left side body into the left hip point. Hold there for 2. And 1. Slowly come on up. And then we're gonna move into double pigeon. So you can just bring your right leg forward and stack the right ankle on top of the left knee. Yeah. So maybe you should turn and face forward for this one. Yeah. Okay, so double pigeon is slightly deeper than the half pigeon. You wanna make sure your ankle is stacked on top of your knee and the knee is stacked on top of the ankle. And you keep both of your feet flexed at the same time. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, you can start to walk your arms forward and fold forward into your double pigeon. Good. Nice. Sending your breath down into the outer right hip point for 5. And if you need to, you can always take a block or a blanket and put it underneath the right knee for 4. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come on out, take your time, and switch into your other side. Bring your left leg on top and right leg underneath. So a huge thing with hip opening postures is you tend to clench your teeth and tighten up your jaw as the poses become more intense. So you wanna make sure you keep your face relaxed and your brain relaxed as you go into these postures. So you're checking with your teeth and your tongue as you go in. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, come forward, fold down, and take your time. And hold here for 5. And you're keeping the jaw and face just relaxed for 4. Brain relaxed for 3. And send your breath down into the left hip. Hold there for 2. And 1. Release. Slowly come on out. And we'll take Gomukhasana. So you're going to switch the legs and bring the right knee on top of the left knee. And you want to stack the knees on top of each other in the Gomukhasana. If you can't sit comfortably in Gomukhasana, you can always take a block or a blanket and put it underneath your pelvis. And you can prop your hips up a little bit. So we start with the side body stretch. You're going to bring your right forearm down. Yeah, and bring your left arm over the head. And this addition will help pull along this left side of the body a bit more. So we miss out on this side of the pelvis when we just fold forward. So this is a nice addition to the Gomukhasana for 3. And same neck release as earlier before, letting the head just fall off and relax for 2. But you focus your breathing into the left hip bone. Hold there for 2. And 1. Now roll forward and hang over your knees and come down. Gomukhasana, cow face. Stay here and relax. Sending your breath down the back side of your body into both right and left hip for 5. Now for those who feel comfortable and want to go deeper, all you have to do is walk your feet forward, walk your shin bones forward. This will elongate the Gomukhasana for 4 and make it a little bit deeper. Hold there for 3. And again, checking with your jaw, your tongue. Keep it relaxed. Face, brain, relax for 2. And 1. Release. Slowly come on out and switch and try your left side. Okay, so starting first with the side body stretch. First, reaching the left forearm down, reaching the right arm over the head, and relaxing the head, neck, and jaw. For 3. There's also a bit of meridian stretch happening here as well for 2. This whole side body is being stretched, which is the liver and gallbladder meridian channels for 2. Connect to emotions of fear and shock, and the element is water. And 1. Release. Slowly come forward and round down and relax. So it's nice to understand which emotions are affected in certain poses for 3. And this gives you a deeper understanding on how the emotions are rising and which emotions are affected based on which body parts you are opening up for 2. This is showing us how emotions can affect the body on a physical level. For 2. And 1. Release. Slowly come on out and then lie down on your back and relax. So as we learn through meridians and nadis that there are energy channels that flow through the body, and these energy channels connect to certain emotions. And the emotions, if they're not processed or fully worked through, can manifest on the body in the connective tissue and deep within the muscles. And as we do yoga and other exercises that open up the body energetically, we begin to release some of these emotions that are deep within. So let's start with a shoulder stand. Let's bring the hands onto the lower back and let's lift the legs up. This is the closing sequence, and these are the more meditative postures. So this posture has many health benefits. It's going to help recirculate the blood back into the body, from the extremities back into the organs. 5. Reaching both legs straight up to the ceiling for 4. Legs are acting as 1 for 3, and keeping the face relaxed for 2. And 1, come down into Halasana, plow, toes touch the floor behind you, and you can keep the hands on lower back, or you can interlock the fingers and press the fist down for 5. Ideally, you want the toes touching and the hips over the shoulders. 4, and take deep breaths into the back for 3. Hold for 2. And 1, slowly roll out. And then lie down, Savasana, rest. Okay. So this is the final posture of class, is Savasana, and it's the most important posture of class. The entire sequence prepares you for Savasana, which is the first meditative pose. So feel for the whole physical body heavy and sinking into the mat. The physical brain softens and relaxes. Allow all your thoughts to turn into sensations. Each exhalation you take is pulling you deeper into relaxation. Let the heart be quiet. All four sides of the heart relax. If there's any tension around the navel, allow it to disperse. Soften your abdominal wall. This is your time to scan the body. And all the energy built up from the sequence can marinate into the deeper levels of the body.